I'm Grace Torrey, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torrey, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. In today's podcast episode, we are going to be talking about how to have a hot girl winter. Last episode, we talked about what trends are going to be in style in terms of fashion and hair and beauty and all that good stuff for hot girl winter. And today we are going to be talking about the essentials and all of the fun activities that are going to be kind of like the vibe, you know? If you want to be a hot girl during the winter time and remain in your that girl, it girl era, these are things that I'm going to be doing, and I feel like help keep you on track with your goals, help keep you motivated and things like that. So if you are interested in hearing all of that, then definitely keep on listening or watching, depending on what platform you're on. Before I jump in, don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're listening on. If you're on one where you can like, don't forget to do that, as well as leave a rating and review. And one more thing, don't forget to share with a bestie who you think would also enjoy this episode. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. So let's do essentials first. These are essentials that I cannot live without, specifically during this winter. There are things that I've kind of been obsessed with. You know, they can be things that are either an essential like every winter, or they've specifically been really fun this winter, but anything in between that I have not been able to live without, it's on this list. So the very first thing is I've been putting fruit in my water. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but I finally got a pitcher that has a filter in it. So I have a water bottle with a filter in it, which is great and fun and fresh. But for my fridge, I got a pitcher that has a filter in it because I wanted to still be able to add things into my water. So when I use my filtered bottle, I can't like put liquid IV or fruit or anything fun in my water. So I wanted to get a pitcher so that I could do that and still have filtered water. I used to have one that was on like a faucet. I did that in college and I did not like it. It kind of got weird and gross. So the pitcher was the go-to for me out of all the things I've tried. And that way we didn't have to buy as many water bottles because that's bad for the planet. So anyway, long story short, I started putting fruit in my water. My favorite little mixture that I like to put when it comes to fruit is strawberries, cucumber slices, and mint leaves. Sometimes I'll add lemon as well. I love it. It's so refreshing. It's my favorite thing to put in water. I actually put it in the pitcher because it filters the water before it actually goes into like the bottom of the pitcher. So I put it in the bottom of the pitcher and then I let it sit for like a day or two and drink out of it during that time, and the longer it sits the better it tastes, and it's just like a vibe. Putting fruit in water is so good. If you haven't done it yet, girly, hop on the trend. It's something I've done since high school but I kind of forgot about, and then I really got back into it this year as I've been trying to be more healthy and trying to stay hydrated during the cold because it's been really dry. Everything's dry and I don't like it. Another way to stay hydrated that I have been hyper fixated on lately is eating watermelon. I love watermelon. I don't know, it's just like so hydrating, it's so yummy, so that is another essential for me. I have been snacking on watermelon so much, and I just had to give an honorable mention to her because, guys, it has truly been an essential for me. It's helped me stay hydrated when I wanted a sweet little snack, but I'm trying to like maintain goals. Love her, definitely an essential. Now, let's get into some other big essentials. So this one is like an overarching thing that I've implemented, and that is more routines. Anywhere that I can put a routine in, I am, because decision making just seems harder when you're not motivated, and I feel like it's harder to be motivated in the winter. So putting a routine in where like I lay my clothes out the night before, a routine where I just go to the gym at a certain time and I don't have to think about it, a routine where I meal prep. I've started meal prepping, and that way I don't have to think about like what I'm gonna eat, and that way I'm eating healthier, because when I have to choose, I'm just gonna drive through somewhere and make it easy, and it's not good for me. So just adding routines literally anywhere where there's a decision I have to make every single day to eliminate that choice, it's made my life so much easier, because like I said, I have not been super motivated since it's been freezing this past week or two, and when I'm not motivated, I just tend to not make the best decisions. Like, I just want to eat a chocolate cookie with some broccoli cheddar soup and not leave my bed, which is fine in moderation. But when I'm trying to reach goals and dominate the world and all the things that I'm trying to do this year, I cannot be doing that every single day. So that is a big tip that's kind of an essential, is having routines for literally everything. Working out for the dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, super key to the winter. If you want to stay happy and motivated and productive, working out has been key for me. I've really been trying to go to the gym more since it's not easy to like just walk outside. Obviously it's really cold out and it gets dark earlier, so I've been trying to go to the gym more because working out is, I feel like it's more important during the winter because you're just not as active. Like I'm not moving around as much. I'm more stationary, and I just feel like I have to make it more of a priority. So doing that, it's put me in a better mood. It's made me more productive. I definitely have been reaching my goals more and staying more disciplined. So working out has been an essential for me. Anything heated. So when I say that, I mean a heating pad, heated, those little baggies that you can just like put in the microwave, a heated blanket. I am just freezing all the time. So having anything that I can put in my bed with me that's warm, so good. Like even my dog, I'm like, come snuggle me. So having a heating pad is possibly like the best option because it's big enough that if you want to like heat a certain area of your body, like my lower back is usually where I use my heating pad, but I put it on my stomach. If my legs are cold, I'll literally curl up under it. They make a little bit bigger ones, so mine's a little bit bigger. But I think that's the best way to go. Just having one in bed, and then your bed's nice and warm and cozy. I turn it on like 5 minutes before I go to bed, sometimes 10, and it just makes like the area where I'm gonna lay down nice and cozy because it gets the blankets warm and stuff if I give it a few minutes before I jump in. Another thing is I have been trying to stay away from candles because I want to do more research on them. I just know that if you aren't careful with what candles you're purchasing, they can be bad for your hormones, they can be bad for your pets. They just do more harm than they do good. So while I'm researching this and trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing, I have been loving simmer pots. Simmer pots are much better for you. It's literally just like boiling water with certain things in it. So my go-to lately has been cinnamon with also cinnamon sticks, so you know, ground cinnamon and cinnamon sticks, cloves, vanilla extract, and sliced oranges. And then I also put a bay leaf in there for good luck. I was like feeling like, I don't know, I was feeling myself. So I've been doing that with the new year to kind of bring luck into the new year. But having simmer pots has just felt better because, like I said, it's not as toxic. I just have a better, it's an ease of mind while I kind of sort out what candles I'm vibing with. If you guys have any recommendations on non-toxic candles that are good for you and pets and everything in between, I would love to hear because I always want my house to smell nice. And obviously I can't be boiling water upstairs in my room. I just haven't, I don't know, candles have been on my mind lately. Like it's been bothering me more than usual, so I just haven't been using them. So I got a pair of the UGG clogs. They aren't UGG, they're bear paw, and I got them off of Amazon. Josh actually got them for me for Christmas. And they're like a gray color. I was like kind of wanting to be a little different, but they look exactly like the UGGs and they're very comfortable. And now that I've gotten a pair, I understand what the hype is. So definitely on my essentials list. I can slip them on and do whatever I need to do. I can go out in public and they're like trendy, so people aren't gonna be like, oh, like why are you wearing slippers? Like they're not. They're super trendy. I've gotten so many compliments every time I've worn them, and they are definitely an essential because like I mentioned, they're so comfortable. You just slip them on, you do what you need to do, and you feel like you're literally wearing slippers, which I wear slippers the entire time I'm home. I'm a big slipper girl, so this was a win for me. The only negative I will say is it has been rainy here, and obviously they're like, I don't know what kind of fabric to call them. My mind is like blank, but they're that type of fabric where they can't get wet or they get stained really easily. So if it's snowy or rainy where you live a lot, maybe don't invest in them. But if you're someone who it's like a good mix, like I'm in Kentucky where it's a pretty good mix between rain and just like being cold and sunny, like, so I'll just wear them on days when there's not a ton of weather, and it's been really good. Definitely an essential. Books. I have been in my book reading era. I knew I would come back to it. It was something I wanted to do this year, and I talked about it last year. I started A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I am now on the second book. I'm almost done with it, and I get it. I get the hype. I'm literally obsessed. Guys, it's all I think about. I'm not even exaggerating. If you are an ACCUTAA girly, comment, hit me up. I want to talk about it. Like I said, I'm almost done with A Court of Mist and Fury, so please no spoilers. But I'm literally obsessed. So, like, definitely get a good book. It just changed my mood. I'm not watching TV. I actually did a media detox over a couple days ago. I didn't really mention it, but for 3 days, I think, I didn't get on social media. I didn't listen to podcasts or music outside of the gym. I didn't watch TV. I didn't consume anything. Like, if it was information that was just general, like out to the general public, I didn't consume it unless it was a book, because I just couldn't do it. I felt like I was overstimulated, so I decided I was going to take 3 or so days off, and then on Sunday I came back when I uploaded Sunday's podcast episode. But I've been reading, and it got me back in, and I'm so excited. I haven't set a goal for how many books I want to read this year yet. I'm just kind of feeling it out and seeing what happens, but books have been a huge essential for me. Just curling up in bed with a good book, like, there's truly nothing better in my world as a girl who grew up reading books. Like, I was such a book girl all through middle and high school up until college. I did that over watching TV any day. I didn't even have a TV in my room because I did not use it. Like, I just read books. So yeah, books. An essential for me also has been hearty meals. So like beef soup, things like that, like, I don't know, like roast, things that are very hearty and like warm and comfy and cozy. That's just like, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that one. That one's just been an essential for me. It just sounds yummy. It's been a vibe. I don't know. This one is so important. Listen, girl, listen. Are you listening? Okay. A good moisturizer routine for your body, for your face, all the things, lips. I'm telling you, I use, I think it's Cetaphil. It's either Cetaphil or CeraVe. Let's be real, they're the same thing. I use that as my body lotion. And then my holy grail, I use all Laneige products. I've talked about it 1,000 times. So my holy grail, if I was on a desert island and I could only have one product, I would use the Laneige sleeping mask. I think it's called Water Bank, but it's like in a dark blue little container. It is my favorite thing ever. It literally has healed any dryness I have. And then also their lip mask, I use the OG pink one. I wanted to try the peppermint one, but they were sold out every single time I tried to get it. But yeah, no, their moisturizing products are legit. They are a little bit more pricey, but they are definitely legit and the real thing and totally worth every penny. So that has been my moisturizing vibe. I do the regular moisturizer that they have in the morning, and then I do the sleeping mask at night, and then I do the lip mask at night as well. So that is my moisturizing routine, and then I also do body lotion at night. So yeah, get with it. Get on that moisturizing routine if you don't have one. That's mine. Do whatever works for you. Everybody's skin is different. Everybody's skin needs moisturizer at different amounts, but that's what works for me. I talk about this all the time, and I'm going to continue to talk about it, but it's having a clean and cozy environment. Girl, you're spending so much time inside. It's the winter. Make sure your environment is clean and cozy, because it's going to affect you and how productive you are and how happy you are. So make sure your environment is clean and cozy. 2 items that I have that really contribute to this is, 1, an air purifier. I got one for my room for Christmas and can confirm it's everything I've wanted and more. And then another item is a sunset lamp. I got mine from Five Below, and it was like $5.55, I think. And it was worth every penny. It works just as well as those $30 Amazon ones, and I love it. It's in my room. It just helps with the vibe so much. I love the orange lighting. That's like my vibe. That and a salt lamp is all I need. So those are my clean and cozy environment 2 moments. The last essential for the winter is a journal. Girly pop. Girly, I don't know why I'm talking like that. Sorry, it's because I'm probably delirious because today was so long at work. Anyway, a journal. I feel like winter is like very big when it comes to reflecting. I take a lot of time to look inward and reflect and just think about how I'm going to improve, like look at my shadow self and see what's going on there and see what I can heal. I'm just very extremely introspective and reflective in the winter. So having a journal where I can just, whether it's, you know, manifesting and scripting so I can do that, or writing a letter to my past self and doing some shadow work, or just writing how my day was. Having a place where I can do all of that is so important to me, and I feel like just give it a shot. Like, if you've never journaled, just give it a shot. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I highly, highly recommend it because, I don't know, I feel like the winter is just like a big time to reflect and grow, and journaling is a great way to do that. Okay, switching gears, we are moving on to activities that a hot girl winter consists of. So these are things you can do with friends, by yourself, just some things that I will be doing in the winter that I feel like are either going to be fun or helpful. So kind of like some tips and tricks, I guess, that have made it a little bit more easy to bear the cold and sadness that comes with winter for most people. So the first thing that came to mind, I don't know why, but art classes just scream winter to me. Like, it's just a good way to still be creative and get out of your head while being indoors. You can do it with friends. Anything from going with your friends to a pottery place and painting something and not necessarily doing a class, to doing a wine and sit night, or is it wine and paint? Doing a wine and paint night where you know, you gotta be 21, everyone, it's like a theme and those types of situations. But I feel like doing art in some way is just like a great way to get out of your thoughts and out of your head. And winter is a time where I feel like I need art and creativity more than usual. And I feel like I have to kind of go out of my way to find ways to be creative, whereas in the summer, I'm just so much more creative and ideas just come to me all the time, and I'm so inspired all the time, whereas like I said, I have to seek that out in the winter. So art classes are a great way to do that. Teach yourself a new hobby. You're going to be indoors, so maybe you've always wanted to learn to crochet, maybe you want to paint, maybe you want to start a business doing 3D printing. I don't know. Whatever it is that you are interested in, do it in the winter. You're cooped up inside anyway. Write a book. Like, there is so much you can do in this time that is not just sitting on your phone scrolling through Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and I guess it's X now, but I don't know, teach yourself something you've always wanted to learn. I did that last year. I taught myself how to crochet last winter, and it's something that I still do off and on. As I like get inspired, I'll pick up my crochet needle and I'll do whatever, and then I'll pick, you know, put it down for a month or so, and then I'll find something I want to create and I'll do it again. But it's a fun hobby, and there's a lot of things you can teach yourself if you put your mind to it. I already talked about this one a bunch, so I'm not going to talk about it a ton more, but reading is a great activity to do in the winter. The vibes are there, the coziness is there, and we love it. Yoga and meditation. I first fell in love with meditation a few winters ago. It was winter of 2021. I really was cooped up inside. I remember all of my roommates were gone, and I had chosen to stay in our college house for winter break. I went home and stuff for Christmas, but I live like an hour from where I went to college, so I just like decided to stay in my college house, which meant that I was completely alone for 2 weeks. There was no one on campus, none of my roommates were there, and I was terrified of this because I knew it was gonna suck. But in that time, I had really learned to meditate. I was cooped up in my house. I felt like I needed to kind of connect with myself again, like I kind of lost myself, and I use that time to learn to meditate, and I love it, especially in the winter. And when you're nice and cozy, your house is clean and cozy, and you have the vibes going, to just like do a meditation. Yoga, like I mentioned, doing that as well, doing some hot yoga, going to a yoga class, such a vibe. So that is something that you could really connect with in the winter if you've always been interested in trying it. Ice skating, this one is a very holiday themed one, but people still do it in the winter. I love ice skating. I think it's so fun. If it's something that you, like if you live up north and you can do it outside only in the winter, definitely take advantage of it. If you're somewhere like I am where you have indoor rinks, definitely take advantage of those as well. It's just a fun winter activity. Something I do when I feel like I need to reset my system, maybe I'm anxious, maybe I just feel like my body needs like a little bit of shock, but I don't want to take a cold shower, is I take my dog for like a 5-minute cold walk. I have 2 northern breeds actually. So one of my dogs is mixed with an Akita and one of my dogs is mixed with a husky. So they are very, very fluffy and they absolutely adore cold weather. It is where they are happiest. They want to stay outside longer. They are big fans. So I usually let them out in my backyard, let them do their thing. I watch them. They're supervised the entire time, but I don't take them for as many walks because I'm freezing and I'm not a fan of the cold weather. However, one thing I do is take them for short 5-10 minute walks when I feel like I need to reset. And the freezing, just something about the freezing cold just resets my body. Like, I just feel so much better after I let myself be cold for like 5-10 minutes. Maybe that's weird. Maybe there's science behind it. I know that when you take a shower, like a cold shower, it shocks your system and it resets your nervous system. So I don't know if it's the same thing, but I do feel like a reset when I do that. So I don't know. Maybe that's why. I definitely recommend trying it though. Sledding, another one that you can do in the winter when it's snowy and you live up north, or if you're somewhere like me where sometimes it snows, you maybe get one good snow a year where you can sled. Definitely take advantage of it. Have some fun. You're never too old. Go somewhere with windows and sit for a while. So I do this when I need to get work done and I want to be in the sun because my house doesn't have windows that face like the sun. They face away from it. So in the winter it can get kind of dark. So what I do is I go to a coffee shop, I go to a library, I go somewhere where there are a lot of windows and I sit, and whether I'm drinking a coffee and reading a book or I'm getting work done or I'm meeting a friend for dinner, like no matter what I'm doing, I want it to be somewhere where there's a lot of natural lighting because it is recommended to get 30 minutes of natural light a day. You're supposed to be outside to get that, but if you're through a window and it's 10 degrees where you live, that is perfectly okay. So go and sit somewhere where there are a lot of windows if you feel like you are getting sad and it's just gloomy and you need to be around light. I know it sounds silly, but just do it and see how much better you feel because it makes a huge difference for me. Workout classes. I loved taking workout classes when I was in college because they were free and I got to try new things. I got to figure out kind of what I was interested in. But this is a fun thing to do with a friend. Go try a workout class. Like I mentioned previously, I focus a lot more on working out and forcing myself to like go to the gym and be more intentional about it in the winter. So doing workout classes and trying new things is a fun way to do that. I learned last winter I am not a cycling girly. I will never be a cycling girly and it is the bane of my existence. So that's great, but I would not have known that if I wouldn't have gone out of my comfort zone and tried a workout class. So definitely recommend that. This one's kind of obvious, but maybe not, and that's cooking. I love cooking and I do a lot more of it, I feel like, in the winter because you're inside, there's not much to do. If you have a kitchen, you can cook and learn some new recipes. Definitely recommend doing that. That's a great activity. It's a great skill to have. Trust me, as someone who is on her own and grew up learning to cook with my mom who like cooked a lot, it's something that I cherish and I'm so glad I know how to do it because had I not taken the time to learn how to do it, I would probably be way better off than I am. Like, I'm not saying I'm a chef or anything, but at least I know how to cook semi-healthy things and I'm not just eating ramen noodles every night because we would be in trouble. Having movie or girls' nights is such a fun, easy indoor thing you can do in the winter. This is a great activity. It's cozy, it's warm, it's fun. You can even have a sleepover. I miss having my girl roommates for this reason. Like, the movie girls' nights were so fun. We would go out to dinner if we really felt like it, and then we'd come back and we'd just chit chat on the couch, we'd watch a movie, whatever. I miss them and I cherish them so much. If you still have roommates and you live with your best friend or whatever, definitely cherish those moments before you have to move out and do your own thing. And obviously we are fine. Like, I live with Josh. I love him. He is the love of my life. She lives with her, my best friend lives with her husband now. He's the love of her life. Like, we are fine, but I do miss those nights sometimes. And obviously I cherish those memories so much. And I think that I really took them for granted in the moment and I acted like I'd have them forever, and it goes by faster than you think. So just a little sentimental moment. The last activity I have for having a hot girl winter is having group productivity dates. So this is very similar to going to the library with your friends and studying together. I didn't want to call it that because I felt like that made it sound like you were like you grow out of it. Like when you stop going to college or you stop having exams or whatever, you have to stop having study dates. And that's not true. Literally on Saturday, my friend and I went to a coffee shop with very big windows all along, and we got coffee and we sat on our laptops and we got work done and we made grocery lists, and it was so fun. And I guarantee I got so much more done than I would have if I was sitting at home on my laptop. So group productivity dates are one of my favorite ways to get things done and see my friends. So definitely just like find a coffee shop, or like I said, go to the library, go to each other's houses and have a night where you just knock things out. And we literally said ahead of time, when I go on this, I want to accomplish this, this, and this. And we went and we did it. And it was so just like confidence building. Like, I don't know, it was really nice to make a list, set out to get it all done, and actually do it while seeing a friend, having some yummy coffee, supporting a small business. So that is one of my favorite things to do regardless of the time of year. But it does hit different when it's cold out and you just go get like a warm coffee and the vibes are there. Maybe you're at a coffee shop where there's like a fireplace or something. It's just so nice. And you can also have reading dates where you go and read books, or, you know, study dates where you study, or whatever it may be. Find that thing that you both enjoy and go do it. Maybe you both love crocheting. Maybe you both love drawing or journaling. Whatever it may be, there you can do it together. Like, you don't have to do it alone and then tell each other about it. But yeah, that is my list of activities and essentials to have a hot girl winter in 2024. I don't know if you can hear my bunnies in the background, but that is my cue to go hang out with them. They're making a bunch of noise. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I upload every single Wednesday and Sunday on all podcasting platforms as well as on YouTube. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow if you want to join the community of girlies working to become the best version of ourselves. I think that's pretty much it. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.